い夢ではなく入り戸夢として生涯2度目のファーストキスがあなたに宣戦布告する。
I always want to be extra considerate of those that absolutely love the anime, right? Any anime that we're covering, any anime that we're watching here on the channel that we're reviewing, we do it from a critical mindset. And when I say we, I mean me. But I basically do it from a critical mindset, and I do episode by episode. But at the end of the season, obviously, I have to talk about the whole entire anime in totality. And I would say as a total package, I think that I had a decent time. There are some things that I really loved about the anime, and there's some things that I absolutely abhor about the anime that I think was sloppy writing, bad writing. There's a lot of things that I just simply didn't like. But I want to just kind of level set with you right now, the viewer who's watching this, whether you're long time or first time, that I didn't dislike the anime. And if this gets a dub, I'll rewatch it. But I think that this was one of the most unsatisfying endings of any anime this at least this year. You know, I would say like this is probably one of the most unsatisfying endings. And we've been hit with a lot of pretty crappy endings in anime this season so far. Last season, winter season before it, you know, I think there were some crappy ass endings. And I really think this was one of those crappy ass endings. Like, there is, you know, the thing with these kinds of anime, and at the end of the day, like the people, like this was created by Studio 9 or something like that. Let me see what was Studio Project number 9. So it's like, yo, okay, how many projects have you really had before, right? And I think any studio, right, anybody on a huge studio staff can agree that there is a really strong chance of this anime not getting a season 2, okay? And you might be like, yo, Dom, where are you going? So if we look at some of Studio Project number 9's past works, right? Some of them include Superheroes, 𝐒𝐻𝐸𝐻, that weird anime with the, you know, will he, won't he, that teen girl from, I think, a couple seasons ago. They've done bottom tier Tomozaki. They've done And You Thought There Was Never a Girl Online. They've done High School Prodigies. They've done Didn't I Say Make My Abilities Average. These are the ones I like the most out of their work so far. They've done Chronos Ruler. They've done recently My Sister Is Unusual. So the reason that I'm bringing this up specifically with Studio number 9 is there is no season 2 for any anime that they've done so far. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be, but there's a strong chance Stepmom Sisters My Ex is a one and done, and Studio number 9 is on to the next one, right? Okay, so I think if we level set on that set, we can agree that this was a very crappy ending. I don't feel good about this anime, like, at the way it ended. Like, at the point of this end, I was like, yo, go for it. Just stop pussyfooting around. Go for it. You know, go full in, right? Go full stepbrother, stepsister love. Like, just effing do it. Like, at this point, they're pussyfooting around so much, it's like, you may talk to your mom and tell her, like, hey, I'm in love with Mizuto. Mizuto, talk to your dad and be like, I'm in love with Yume. What do we do from here? And they both can have a conversation, you know, and it could have been even like a 2-minute thing in this episode. Like, grandma was all about them. Grandma was like, yo, take care of my boy Mizuto. Auntie was like, yo, take care of Mizuto. The cousin was like, get it in with Mizuto, right? Like, so you have all these outside exterior, you know, folks basically saying like, yo, take care of him, suck him up at night, do whatever you gotta do, you man. She was like, it's like, you know, you have all these exterior, and I'm frustrated, by the way. You have all these kind of outwardly, you know, people that are like, go for it. It's like, at this point, you know, have like a 2-minute sit down with your parents, you know, maybe like a quick cutscene for us as viewers, like a quick scene of like them starting a conversation with the mom, you know, and be like, you know, and just have her say like one line, like, I think I'm in love with Mizuto. Have Mizuto have a one line of, this is hard to say, Dad, but I'm in love with Yume. And then just flash, you don't have to go through the whole conversation, and then just flash back with, but we don't want you guys to not be together, you know, and then they could just be like, okay, we let's go forward from here, right? Or they could have done a flash forward of, okay, Yume and Mizuto are now in college. They could easily choose to go, not abroad, but maybe they go to a college that they have to stay on campus or something. Or maybe they convince their parents to get them a place, like get them a little apartment or something like that, close to this university or college that they're going to go to. And then now their love story begins, and then they could have cut away. That would have been satisfying, you know what I mean? Like, just show us, like, okay, they started their life. They're still gonna keep everything from their parents, but they're all in on their relationship, and they just basically begin living. They begin the married life in college kind of thing, where they don't have to worry about, sneaking around their parents because now they live alone kind of thing. And their parents don't find it weird because, they're step siblings, whatever. Like, eventually they'll have to break it to the bed. That would have been satisfying of an ending. This ending, though, all we got was Yume saying, okay, I'm ready to start over. I'm ready to make him fall in love with me again. And then she kissed him. So I was like, okay, that's a good step. She kissed him. I was like, okay, cool. Basically, we know Mizuto is still head over heels for her. So I was like, just get together already. Like, just effing do it, And then the rest of the episode was pretty much a waste of time. Like, we got another flashback. We saw that she remembered the whistling of the wind. So basically, a couple of years ago when she had a phone call, she was like logging every single phone call, in a mental memory. She was like, I heard the wind. This must be the wind from this festival. You know what I mean? Then we find out that Mizuto just been a little depressed boy. His whole world is black and white. Like, who does that? Whatever, dude. But, apparently his grandpappy's book brought color to his life. And then Yume filled out the rest of the world for color, and she imprinted on him. I was like, yo, what is this, Jacob from Twilight? I was like, okay. They watched the fireworks together, and then that's pretty much it. Grandma says take care of him. Then they both agree that they're going to fight the good fight, I guess, as step siblings, and see where this takes them kind of thing. Then we got some Higashira action before the episode ended, so I was like, all right, cool, we got some Higashira action. I love my Higashira. And then that was it. So, I mean, like I said, the top pretty... This was an anime that's like a 6, like a little over a 6 out of 10. I would give it like a 6.5 out of 10. Maybe a little bit less. I probably maybe even go closer to 6. The problem is that when you go closer to 6, you're saying that it's closer to 5. And a 5 is a bad anime. So I wouldn't say this is a bad anime. I just don't think it was a good anime. I think this was an anime that is like, at its highs was like an 8 out of 10. At its lows was like a 5 out of 10. And I just think that the writer had a decent idea, right? And it's a tried and true idea. This is Domestic Girlfriend, right? The writer got inspired by Domestic Girlfriend. The problem of that is where an anime like Domestic Girlfriend is better. Obviously, you have people who are, well, not people, but you have one person who's a little bit older in Domestic Girlfriend. And the other part is you have people who go full in Domestic Girlfriend, right? And if you haven't watched it, I say go watch Domestic Girlfriend because it's this story, but better. Like, it's a better anime. And it's not good, but it's not a great anime. It's a good anime. But it's not like, oh my god, masterpiece. Go watch Domestic Girlfriend, though, because Domestic Girlfriend has these people go all in. He F's around with one stepsister on accident. They become siblings. He makes another relationship happen with a different step-sibling. He goes full in there, right? Then he ends, we never got season 2, but he basically ends up with the other step-sibling at the end of it. You know what I mean? It's more satisfying, though, than this. This should we, shouldn't we stuff. And I just think it was, a writer having an idea from another idea, which is completely okay, trying to make it their own, but made what they took inspiration from and did something worse. Did we have a good time, though? Yeah, we had a good time. So, overall, wasn't bad, wasn't great, just is what it was. I didn't feel satisfied at the end. But, thank you, regardless, thank you for being here. If you're still here, thank you for being here with me all entire season long. I appreciate you being here for the ride. We're going to cover probably a lot of better anime this fall season. We have a lot of anime, not too many in the romance category. I think we have maybe 1 or 2 in the romance category. So make sure to come back for the fall. If you don't know what we're going to watch, I'm going to put the video on screen now. So definitely do me a huge solid and check that video out. Let me know which anime you're most excited for. And then give me your final thoughts on this anime in the comments. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, my friends.